Welcome back to the Notorious R.A.D. I'm Aaron Lewis, your host, with my co-hosts and people on the side, Dakota Smith and Riley Funk. We're going to hit the ground running as we always do, and we're going to go ahead and start talking about the World Series. Atlanta Braves and the trash can thumpers of the Houston Astros. First game of the series went on last night, which ended in an interesting fashion. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. Most World Series games, not a high-scoring game. This one kind of was. 6-2 win for the Braves to put them up 1-0 in the series so far, and the Braves came out swinging that bat and swinging it hard. Guys, what did you think?
I'll go ahead. Charlie Morton is now an American hero. And Charlie Morton is an American hero because he struck out Jose Altuve on a broken leg, which might go down as one of the greatest achievements in sports.
That's very true.
You know, I once played soccer with broken toes, and I scored like 5 goals. But to do it on a stage like the World Series, I mean, that takes some balls. And, I mean, baseball's not like my strongest sport that I know the best, but I mean that makes me want to root for the Braves. I mean that's freaking awesome. I mean that would fire me up if I was a Braves fan. Seeing my guy go out there and play on a broken leg.
I mean
awesome.
I'm a St. Louis Cardinals fan, and as everybody already knows, the St. Louis Cardinals lost on a 3-run home run
By Chris Taylor. We are sorry.
Yeah,
we are sorry for your loss.
Thanks.
By the way,
Thanks.
I never got to pick your brain about this. I'm going to do it now. What do you think of the Cardinals getting rid of their manager?
Schilt, I'm not gonna lie to you, did not see it coming. Like, it was, you could kind of tell as the games went on throughout the season that Schilt just seemed a little off at times, and I don't know. A lot of people in St. Louis don't exactly like John Mozeliak and don't agree with the things that he decides on and all of his decisions. But, I mean, I'm not going to be the one to say that he's doing a horrible job, because I know I could not do a better job. And that's just the fact of the matter. I saw an article yesterday, and I believe they went ahead and already named their new manager. It is their bench coach, Oliver Marmol, will be taking the skipper position for the Cardinals this coming season, which is, I mean, he has been around the Cardinals for the past 2 years.
It always helps that you have somebody like within your organization to step up and take over.
Absolutely, and he got drafted by the Cardinals in 2007. He will become the youngest active manager in Major League Baseball, and I mean, he's 35 years old. So I think that's what the Cardinals are kind of looking for right now, with having, we've got some young guys on that roster, and they need someone young. I guess they're going to look at Marmol and hope for him to be kind of, I guess the best way to put it is like a Matt LaFleur or a Sean McVay of baseball.
That's fair.
Because if you look at it, besides Matheny and Kansas City, I can't think of a manager in the MLB that's, younger than 50 years old.
I don't follow baseball close enough to know, so I just wanted
Look
to pick your brain about that.
Look at Dusty Baker. Dusty Baker's the manager for the Houston Astros. That man is old. Like, he's really old.
They also had to bring in somebody with credibility after everything.
You're not wrong.
Everything that went wrong there.
Dusty Baker is 72 years old.
I mean, when I'm 72, I hope to be functioning, walking, but he's competing for a World Series. I will say one thing. Jorge Soler, I want him to win MVP. Former Royal. You go, boy. You got it, boss.
I mean,
you the man.
What more can you ask for? The man literally walked into the stadium, and on literally the first pitch of the game, nukes a 300 and I think it was 82-foot home run. Like, what more can you ask for from your designated hitter to come in and first pitch of the game say, "This is my stadium now." Like,
Goodbye.
yeah, I mean, the rest of the night went pretty average for most of the guys for the Braves. Soler went 2 for 5. Freeman 1 for 3 with a walk. Albies went 2 for 5.
Every starter for Atlanta had a hit last night, too.
Yeah. I mean, so that's nothing more you can ask for there. They just kind of played an all-around great game. But there is something that I've found interesting lately. In the playoffs, they have been going deeper into their bullpens quicker. Like we talked about it the other day, Dakota, about how the Dodgers during the playoffs, they have a starter and then like middleman, and then they have their actual ace come in and play.
Which it's just weird. I don't know how Dave Roberts has a job at the end of this year when you have quite literally the most talented team in baseball and you still can't get to the World Series.
And it's interesting, and baseball is definitely the type of one of those sports that's just, if you don't understand it, you really don't understand it. Like, there are so many different strategies that go into why you chose to do what you did. I mean, so it's fun to watch. I'm excited to see the rest of this series. It looks like Game 2 is tonight back in Houston, and with a 7:09 start time, which is very...
Well, that game will have happened by the time we release this already.
Yeah.
So.
But so make sure you guys watch that, check that out. But we're going to go ahead and keep moving, and we're to my favorite season of the year. Don't get me wrong. I played football for 6 years. I played hockey, but college basketball is my favorite time of the year. And Riley has been annoying me all day long about college basketball and how excited he is to talk about it. And if you don't know already, Riley Funk is a huge KU sports fan.
Oh,
Rock
sorry.
Chalk Jayhawk, baby.
Sorry.
Not just KU basketball, but KU everything.
Ugh.
Like,
God.
he even supports KU football, and that's really saying something. You got to give the man credit because, KU football is...
Did you see the viral video that went out of KU Stadium when they were playing Oklahoma? Like, it was literally empty, and they were beating one of the best teams in the country.
It's painful. I'll tell you what.
It should be.
I was there during the Todd Reesing era. Forever a fan. I mean, I love KU, but I am really excited about this season for the Hawks. I think we're gonna win the Big 12. It's gonna be a stacked race. I mean, you got Texas and you got Baylor, the defending national champions, but we have a lot of returning starters. Ochai Agbaji. We have, like, how long has he been there for? 12 years. Mitch Lightfoot with that experience, to coach all these young guys. Christian Brown is going to be a great wing for us, but the guy I'm excited for is Remy Martin, the transfer from Arizona State. I think once he gets to flow in this offense that Bill Self wants to run, I think he's already picked to be one of the best players in the Big 12 this year, but I think he's gonna lead this team far. He's averaged 19 points per game, and KU has been lacking a good point guard for a couple years now. Devon Dotson, that year was short with COVID. We've always had guys like Devontae Graham and Frank Mason, but I think Remy Martin, he's gonna be that guy for us, and I can't wait to see KU basketball right where they need to be in the Final Four in the championship and raise that banner up, baby.
It's kind of interesting.
You talk a lot of smack for a team that really hasn't been that good in a long time.
That is...
In Bill Self we trust.
It's interesting that you brought up Baylor. They are the reigning national champions. And the AP Top 25 poll just got released today. And we're just going to rattle off the top 10. Gonzaga's at number 1. UCLA's at 2. Kansas at 3. Villanova at 4. Texas at 5. Michigan at 6. Purdue at 7. Baylor is at 8. 9 is Duke. And 10, rounding it out, is Kentucky. There's a lot of those high-powered teams that you've seen year in and year out of the just absolutely decimating the NCAA last year didn't have good years last year. They struggled, Duke, Kentucky, KU, those three teams, that first half of the season just didn't look like they could get.
And it was great.
Yeah, I mean, it was
great for college basketball.
It really was, because it was nice to see teams that you wouldn't normally see get into the playoffs and make a name for themselves. But it is also interesting to see that Baylor is, being the reigning national champions, got ranked at number 8.
Well, you see 3 Big 12 teams in there, and this is why I've consistently said the Big 12 is one of the hardest conferences to win in college basketball.
Absolutely.
I would absolutely agree. And, I mean, then you got to look at who's sitting at number 1. Gonzaga. Their best player, Drew Timme, is back.
And they bring in the number 1 recruit in the country.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to
Mark Few's a great basketball coach, too. Unbelievable.
That team
They got punked by Baylor, though.
They did.
They got punked. They got punked by Baylor.
Baylor.
They got punked.
Aaron, you and I watched that game together.
We did. And oh my goodness.
Davion Mitchell.
Yeah, animal. Just went off. It was unbelievable.
Actually, it's kind of funny. I just watched a video the other week of Davion Mitchell guarding Donovan Mitchell. No relation, by the way. But he clamped Donovan Mitchell and was able to get a steal on him and take it the other way for a bucket, which was kind of funny because they're like, oh, Mitchell on Mitchell,
Mitchell squared. I'm not a mathematician.
No, but
funny.
I mean, like I said, this season's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited. It is going.
Coach K's last ride.
It is. It's going to be a little bittersweet knowing that Coach K is no longer going to be the head coach for the Duke Blue Devils after this year. I mean, that man will go down in history as one of the greatest basketball coaches of all time. I mean, I think the only person who might be ahead of him is John Wooden. He has put in so much time and effort and energy into that team and that program, and has put some really, really big names into the NBA. And college basketball just will not be the same after he is gone. I am a
Today, Junior.
Use your big boy words. I am a Duke Blue Devils fan, so I have
classic.
Hey, my gosh!
I have been since Tatum went there.
That wasn't even that long ago.
I know,
Come on,
but
man.
I mean, I wasn't really into college basketball all that much, and then when you see some guy you played against in high school go and play for a big name team like Duke, of course you're gonna go and be like, you know what, I'll follow. Why not? And then I got to follow in Zion and
everybody in the world.
Everyone knows that Duke paid Zion. Let's not sugarcoat it.
Oh my God! And
KU,
so KU didn't pay Joel Embiid.
Everybody pays everybody.
Exactly.
They just got caught. Come on, man.
I mean, at least we're not Mizzou, who got kept from going to the playoffs in 4 different sports.
Rest in power. Actually, I don't care about Missouri. Screw them.
Who would? Sorry, Mizzou fans, if you're listening, but
I don't apologize.
I mean, your football team's garbage. Your basketball team is subpar.
Yeah, finally something we can all agree on. Woo!
And then what me and Dakota agree on: KU's overrated.
Okay, I think on that note, we should transfer.
I thought we were picking our national champion.
We all know who my national champion is going to be.
No joke.
Rock Chalk, baby. Rock Chalk Championship. It's happening this year. Let's go, baby.
Good God. All right. When do we get to mute him?
Whenever you
Never.
Whenever you want, buddy.
I have the power.
I will yell.
Power.
I'm going to be Chalk. I'm taking Gonzaga.
Oh, shocker.
Yeah, shocker,
They're
right?
good team.
What?
They're a good team, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the world's finally going to learn who Chet Holmgren is this year. Very excited.
I want to say Duke, but I just...
They do have 3 of the top 10 recruits in the country.
They do. But I kind of want to see...
Oh, no, it's just 1. Sorry, that was the wrong class.
You know what?
ESPN popped up 2022.
I'm going to pick my home state on this one. I think Illinois is going to win the national championship.
That would be...
Without Ayo?
That's an interesting take.
You know what? I'm gonna take the underdog. They had
Where are they even ranked?
They're ranked
They
11th.
are 11th.
11th. Oh, they still have Kofi.
You know, they're a good team. They played really well last season.
And then got upset and
then
ruined my bracket.
They did. They did get
ruined
upset.
and
Ruined everybody's
and
bracket.
ruined my bracket.
By the time the first round was over, there was only like 0.0004%.
There always is. It's
Dude,
so hard to pick
that
the
had-
first round.
I hate March Madness for that reason.
I love it.
Oh no,
It's fun.
I want to win
absolutely-
money, Dakota. It's not
Oh,
fun
so
to
it's all
lose.
about
You
the
want
money.
a fun story? Here you go. Here we go. I played on DraftKings, and they had a pool where you could only pick one team all the way through. It was a survivor-type pool going all the way to the end. And guess what? It came down to Gonzaga and Baylor.
Oh, no.
And I literally had both of them left going into the national championship.
He picked Zaga.
I want you to know I lost probably $50,000 because I didn't pick Gonzaga, because I didn't pick Baylor.
Dude.
Oh,
The winners that night, because it was you split it was a split of $1 million.
Dang.
And
man.
I picked Gonzaga, and that was like an 80 or 90% pick in favor of Gonzaga. If I would have been a smart person,
I
remember
I remember going to class the next day, and Dakota was not happy. So now I kind of understand why he was not happy.
You
about
should
that.
understand why. I lost out on a very significant amount. It was a free pool. Like
Yeah.
I never expected to get that far in it, but
I mean, who would have guessed Oral Roberts was going to be the team to?
well, they did play Ohio State.
Ohio State's
Hey,
And
hey, hold
can
on.
we
time
all
out.
talk
I know
about how the
there's
Big
a,
Ten is so overrated?
there is a kid
in
who plays
football too. Just gonna be honest.
Well, I'll agree to
Nebraska
that too.
fans, keep quiet. Nobody actually likes you guys.
Come back to the Big 12 so we can get a guaranteed win.
We talking about KU?
Yes.
Yeah. There we go.
No, just kidding. You can't beat anybody.
Well,
Hey,
speaking
they
of,
might be able to beat somebody after Oklahoma and Texas leave. No, I'm kidding. BYU is just going to make sure that
horns
they win.
down, man. Horns down.
Yeah. They're going to get horns down in the SEC.
Dude,
No.
I can't wait for that.
They're going to get horns down by Bama and Georgia and whoever else decides they want to go to
So-
Texas and destroy them.
Speaking of Texas, Houston Texans are still trying to get rid of their problem child, Deshaun Watson.
Their problem child.
I mean, he basically is their problem child at this point.
You're not wrong.
And I
He
feel
is.
bad, because he
I
is
know.
such a good quarterback, and
He's kind of a douche.
he is kind of a douche.
Really? What made you? What did the 22 sexual assault charges make you think that?
Yes.
Is that all?
Yes.
Is that all
I'm gonna be honest.
Is that all?
Giant douche.
That is not a hot take.
No.
Not
I never said it was.
repeat. Not a hot take. Deshaun Watson, terrible
No,
human
hot
being.
take. Deshaun Watson's actually a really good guy. Psych.
But
Don't
from
cancel
what
me.
I,
Psych, I
Don't
lied.
cancel me.
from what I have come to looking at and seeing, the Texans
Oh,
and
excuse me. It's not sexual assault. Sexual misconduct. Excuse me.
sorry.
No.
Still,
I mean,
Still,
I mean,
doesn't
that is-
make you a good person.
I mean, that is kind of a difference in sexual assault and sexual misconduct. But
but
not
you
the
know
point.
what?
but we
It's
don't need to get into
still
that.
not good.
It's not
No,
good.
no.
I mean,
Um,
red flag.
yeah.
Because here's the thing: even if Deshaun Watson does get traded,
He
they
might get
could-
put on the
they could put him on
commissioners.
the commissioner's exempt list, and
Yeah.
I mean,
could
he
just-
might go to prison, so there's that too. I mean, he might get Aaron Hernandez.
But
Oh God.
the tweet in that article you sent us,
Yeah.
it says that we don't feel we have the necessary information to place him on the exempt list. That's hilarious.
I mean,
That they
have-
say they don't have that. There's
have 20
there's
there's
22
22, yeah.
charges against Deshaun Watson, and they don't have enough.
Well, even if Deshaun Watson does go to the Miami Dolphins, they're not gonna be.
They're still gonna suck.
Yeah, they're still gonna suck. I mean, they don't have the weapons to surround
But
them.
I mean, what besides what it was last year was D Hop's first year in.
Yes, that would be correct.
I mean, I can't remember off the top of my head what the Houston Texans record was last year.
They had a lot of close games.
Like he played well.
Not
For-
well enough.
I mean, for what he had, like it definitely could have been a lot worse.
I mean, I
You
think
know.
after the season, it got a lot worse for him.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. But
Yeah.
oh no, but I mean,
just so you know, the Houston Texans were 4-12 last year.
that's a lot worse than I thought it was.
It's really good.
Ah,
if you ask me.
High quality Deshaun Watson. High quality.
Jeez, those
Good for Deshaun.
poor
know.
humans.
4-12. God,
4-12.
so good. God, why did you ever trade DeAndre Hopkins?
Yeah, for real.
Good Lord.
Well,
Oh, my gosh, we're going to trade DeAndre Hopkins. We're going to get David Johnson.
Hey, you know the mastermind behind that, Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien.
What a man.
What a guy.
What a god-awful
What a
human
terrible
being.
what a terrible move.
He's just
But I mean, if
that's
this-
one of the worst that's going to go down as one of the worst trades in sports.
Could you imagine being the Houston Texans? Or I mean, honestly, at this
I
point,
couldn't. I'm
could
not
you
a Texans
imagine
fan.
being a part of the Miami Dolphins organization and making this trade for Deshaun Watson? Because you and I, the two of you both know that if this trade happens, Tua Tagovailoa is going to Texas.
Oh,
going
yeah,
to Houston,
absolutely.
without a doubt.
Because
He has
Tua
to be
is the
involved.
savior that Houston needs right now.
They need something because Davis Mills isn't going to get him a Super Bowl.
You mean Mr. Giraffe?
The giraffe.
The
That guy's-
giraffe.
I mean, his neck is probably taller than Tua.
He's
Tua's
not
not a tall person.
He's
You're
not
probably
wrong.
not far off.
Well, we got the trade deadline coming up too. I mean, Deshaun Watson's the first of many people that could be moved. I think Aaron would be really happy if the Green Bay Packers traded for Texans wide receiver Brandon Cooks. I mean, I'll tell you what, that guy's fast.
Oh,
And
my
if he
goodness, he
was with Mr. Rogers,
a competent quarterback,
yeah.
not named Davis Mills.
I mean, when he was on the Patriots, they lost in the Super Bowl, but he was one of their best receivers, and imagine what he could do for Aaron Rodgers
until
to
he
open
got
up that
knocked out.
offense. Well, I remember. I was not happy about it. I was sad, but
I
you know,
mean, Malcolm Jenkins totally just hit him with the hi-ya, and Brandon Cooks went.
and he died on the field. Like, when I saw that hit, like he did not move for like 2 minutes. I looked at my dad. I was like, "Dude, he died." Like the dude did not move.
Oh snap! No, but I'd be happy with it, especially coming this week, considering that the Green Bay Packers are without our
Everyone.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go back and look this up again because the injury report for the Packers
You mean
is
the COVID report for the Packers?
the injury and COVID report.
well, yeah. Jair Alexander's still hurt. God.
is so
Is
long.
one of the Smiths still out?
Here we go. Hunter Bradley.
Don't know who that
Don't
is.
even know who that is.
Best
He's
player
the
on the
long
team.
snapper. Not important. Kenny Clark has
Excuse
an
me, long
ankle
snappers
injury.
matter, bro.
Shut up. Kenny Clark has been limited at practice, and he has with an ankle injury. Josiah DeGuara, I
Legit
Has-
don't know who that is.
Go Josiah.
been practicing.
I don't know.
He's basically playing our fullback position right now.
Oh, well.
Aaron's
They
talking
don't-
really passionately. He's like, "Yeah,
God,
we're really gonna miss our long snapper, man."
God, I love that
Kevin
guy.
King has been dealing with a shoulder and back injury. He is
Carrying the whole
Have
defense
been-
on his back.
been limited. He's questionable this week. Dean Lowry's been been limited for a couple days with an ankle injury.
Will
and,
Smith's long-lost brother from the Bad Boys movie series.
and Preston Smith has an
The
oblique
other
injury
Smith. Yeah.
and he's questionable to play. So we're just sitting here.
Lazard.
then
COVID.
And then we're going to sit here. I didn't want to really talk about the
Well,
COVID list, but
That's the
most
nothing-
important
It's
part.
literally the most
part. Okay, well,
How can you ignore the most
two of
important
my
part?
best players on offense, besides whose name doesn't start with Aaron, are currently on the COVID list.
Rip.
Devontae Adams.
Has he officially been ruled out?
He's out with a COVID injury.
He does have he's
God,
on
we're
he's
loving it.
officially on the COVID list, but
Is per Shefty is unlikely to play Thursday night, considering he would still need 2 negative COVID tests 24 hours apart. Alan Lazard is out because he is unvaccinated and couldn't be cleared in time.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
if I'm just saying,
problem.
I'm just gonna say it. If Nick Saban can get cleared to come to the game after being put on the COVID list at Alabama, Devontae Adams can.
You
take it.
have hope J.J. Watt is out with a shoulder injury, per
Okay.
Ian Rappaport 24 minutes ago.
I mean,
Rogers
I
is still
still,
bringing.
I still
bringing
don't
the heat,
have.
baby.
I still don't have hope considering my alumni brethren from Afton High School in St. Louis, Missouri. Marcus Golden is still on the other side of the ball, and so is
Chandler Jones.
Chandler Jones, who just got
Chandler
back
Jones.
from injury, and
Big
you know
player.
he's just ready to come and destroy my offensive line. But
Are you
David
Aaron Rodgers?
David Bakhtiari's back.
Well, what a terrible
He's-
week for him to come back.
I know. It's
Dakota, my biggest question is: does Aaron think he's Aaron Rodgers because he keeps talking about my line is not ready to go,
Yes.
or
Hey.
my receivers?
I just want to say.
I mean,
I'm
his
just
name
as-
is Aaron.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to point out
just
that
making
I
sure.
am. I feel like I'm part of the family of the Green Bay Packers.
The Packers are a fan-owned organization.
Yeah. So
Have you bought in to the organization? Aaron?
I actually.
Attaboy.
Okay.
So technically, it is his quarterback.
That's actually cool.
It is his
I'm proud of
quarterback,
you.
All right.
technically.
You know what? We're
His
just gonna go. But there's a lot of
Pick the game.
Pick the game. Pick the games.
Uh-oh.
Oh God, I don't.
Well,
I don't know.
well,
Best
You know
part of the
what?
cast.
will you move your mouse?
So
Thank
sorry.
you.
Oh, God.
I'm just gonna go ahead and get us straight into this.
He's picking Green Bay.
Our first,
I'm not even gonna
our
ask him.
first game of the week
He's picking Green Bay. Right?
is
night.
COVID boy
Oh.
and
What are you doing?
the
Charging my
COVID.
laptop.
Oh, God.
I just can't get through my jokes.
Amateur night at the freaking Apollo here
I
with
know.
Riley Funk. Imagine not plugging
It's
your
been that day, man.
Well, I don't care.
Our games of the week this week are the COVID-riddled Green Bay Packers and good old Aaron Rodgers and versus Baby Yoda, and it's literally just Baby Yoda and D-Hop. Let's be honest here.
Oh, come on, AJ Green. Don't hate on AJ Green like that.
When was the last time
I forgot
AJ
AJ
Green
Green
had a?
existed. I'm not gonna lie.
When was
to
the
you.
last time
He's
AJ?
got like 4 or 5 touchdown catches this year.
Well, he's
Like,
not on my fantasy team.
well, that's too bad.
He needs to be picked up.
and you
I'm
know
picking
the
it.
one of the dirtiest defenses on the planet.
I am picking Arizona. I'm sorry.
I can't not.
I want to.
pick Green Bay.
You know what? No,
Oh.
you won't pick Green Bay. Then I will.
Oh,
I believe Aaron Rodgers is still one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league. So
I
So-
would pick Green Bay, but I want to go different from you guys.
who are you picking?
I'm gonna pick.
I just wrote you down for Green
Oh,
Bay.
I'm taking my team, win or lose.
Okay,
Go
okay, so
Pack,
we're-
go for the.
I'm gonna
Pow-
pick. I'm gonna pick Arizona just because I think that defense is really solid, and the fact that Devontae Adams.
But when has
isn't
a
gonna be
defense
playing.
ever stopped Aaron Rodgers?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers
That didn't stop Aaron Rodgers.
on fourth.
Matt LaFleur.
Matt
They
LaFleur-
stopped. They
Matt
stopped him on
LaFleur-
fourth down because they kicked a field goal,
Matt
baby.
LaFleur
Woo!
stopped Aaron Rodgers.
That is.
But like I think Green Bay's. It's going to be a really good game. I just think Arizona's going to pull it out. I mean, Kyler Murray's playing like an MVP. I mean, this would be a really good time for him to show out. I mean, this is national television prime time.
I think that Kyler Murray, if he keeps playing the way that he is right now, he for sure has the MVP in the bag. Like, I really don't think there's anyone else close.
I know of a few people that'd be close, but I understand what you mean. Like, he's played really well this season.
I
He's
mean,
a
the
dual
next
threat.
closest person is Matthew Stafford, but with and Cooper Kupp, is that, or who are you gonna say? Mac Jones?
No.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
I mean, you can't really argue it. Tom's having.
I mean,
a
Tom
great
is
year.
he is having his best year since 2007. I mean, he has the weapons for it.
I
But we don't
agree,
need to get
but-
into Tom Brady right now, but like I'm just saying.
I
Kyler
agree, but
Murray
what I'm trying to say is,
up
if
there.
Kyler keeps going the way that he is, and they keep winning, there's no one else who's gonna come close to it.
and he's progressively gotten better every
Like-
year.
I have also already made the bold prediction to other people that there is no way Arizona wins the division.
That they're not
Hot
gonna
takey. It might be hot takey, but might not. I still think the Rams are the better football team.
It's a really hard division to win.
That is a hard division, very hard division.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Oh, this game's gonna be a stinker. Oh my gosh.
Carolina Panthers without Christian McCaffrey
Or
I think.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. Who the hell cares about Cam Newton?
I don't know. I just thought I'd say Cam Newton.
Who the hell cares about Cam Newton?
Me.
Riley.
That's why I said it.
Versus Matty Ice in My Veins Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, Sam Darnold's back to seeing ghosts again. So.
I'm gonna pick the Falcons. I mean, the last couple weeks, Matt Ryan's played well. I mean, that offense with Cordero Patterson. I got it right this time. I got it right.
Oh my God,
But,
he said it right. Everybody, clap for Riley.
I'll clap for myself too.
Clap for Riley.
But,
He said it right.
Calvin Ridley, and then you've also got Kyle Pitts, who is just
He is
continuously
red
getting better.
hot right now.
So I think I'll pick the Falcons. Yeah, that's my pick.
Okay.
Okay.
Aaron-
Dakota?
Oh,
You're-
yeah. I so badly want Sam Darnold to be good. I really just want him to be good, but I'm picking Atlanta.
I do have faith in Sam Darnold, and I think he just had one of those games last week that was just wasn't good. You know, Aaron Rodgers had that game the first week of the season.
But they are two different quarterbacks.
I completely agree. No, I totally agree. But I think it was just one of those games. Things weren't clicking. So I am going to put my money on Carolina, and I think they're going to be able to pull out a win here.
Okay.
Next up, we have the Tua Tagovailoa Miami Dolphins. And my dad drives a Ram 1500. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia, baby.
Why would you speak
He was really
British?
reaching.
Miami couldn't even beat Jacksonville in England.
He was reaching.
I really
He reached very far.
I did.
I think if anybody picks Miami, they should be excommunicated from watching football. We all know. We all know
Josh Allen's gonna. Josh Allen might run for 100 yards in this game just because.
They might just beat them by 40 just because.
I mean, Josh Allen.
Just because Miami is legitimately that bad.
I mean, I'm a Patriots fan, but Josh Allen's the real deal, and just seeing him play football is a beautiful thing.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
the way he dismantled the Chiefs' defense and hurdled L'Jarius Sneed.
I know Dakota's over there just enjoying.
I am.
We'll get to it later.
Yeah, we'll get to it later. It's the last game.
So, then we have this San Francisco 49ers. And is Jimmy G playing? Is that a go?
Trey Lance practiced today.
They're both going to play. They're going
to run the two quarterback set. That's weird.
That's awful.
Which is the worst possible decision you could have.
Why don't you just – I have much more faith in San Francisco if they would just play Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Well, honest to God, Chicago, it can't get any worse than it did last week.
And
it really can't.
The San Francisco 49ers are playing the Bears, but fun note on the Bears. They are being led by not Matt Nagy this week, by Chris Tabor, alumni of Benedictine College, and he
recent Hall of Fame
in
inductee,
September, baby. So
Chris Tabor.
Shout out.
Yeah. So
for that reason, I'm picking Chicago.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Benedictine all the way, baby.
I gotta take the Bears on this one.
Justin Fields.
Are we all picking Chicago because of the Chris Tabor effect?
Yeah, it's totally not at all because
I have no.
It's totally not because San Francisco's a dumpster fire right now.
Well, that is also a fact, but
I mean, I don't like Justin Fields, but I will put my faith in Justin Fields to.
I think Justin Fields is better than Trey Lance right now.
I agree with you, Dakota. That's a
so
good point.
There's that, and I mean they still do have Khalil Mack.
What is the spread in that game? San Francisco by 4.
Unlikely.
With an over/under of 39.5. For those of you that don't follow Vegas very closely, that is a low over/under for an NFL game.
Bet the over. Bet the over.
And
don't listen to me. I don't gamble.
I haven't dug into it a whole lot, so I would not be able to.
Our next game is Father Time and Granddaddy Boy Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Legend.
Versus Mom, I Can't Feel My Shoulder, Baker Mayfield, and the Cleveland Browns. Because I read a report that it is absolutely likely that Baker Mayfield will play this weekend with an injured shoulder.
Direct quote from Baker himself.
Yeah.
It's absolutely possible he could play that. That depends on who I pick this game with. It all depends on.
If Baker plays, I'm picking Cleveland. If not, I'm picking Pittsburgh.
Who is the backup for Cleveland?
Case Keenum.
I'm still going to take Cleveland because I don't think I personally don't think that Pittsburgh offense will be able to touch that.
How many times is it going to take Myles Garrett to hit Ben Roethlisberger before he doesn't get back up?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It might take one time.
I know, but
that's a big man.
Okay, so I saw earlier this week Mike Tomlin was getting asked about taking a college job. I think.
Do you think that's going to be?
No,
he's not going to take it. I mean, he was not happy about it.
He was pissed off that that people even assumed that he was going to leave the Steelers.
But I
did see the quote that said, "There's not a booster who's got a big enough checkbook."
Well, what I'm saying, I mean,
he's got to be one of the highest paid coaches in the NFL, wouldn't you think?
Well, yeah, but all I'm saying is that I think Mike Tomlin's going to put together a well-coached game. I just think that the Browns are going to outplay the Steelers.
Mike Tomlin is kind of a football mastermind.
Yeah.
Like, just reminiscing from Super Bowl, what?
He is tied for 7th.
43
Yeah.
He makes $8 million a year.
when they won against the – you talking about when they won the Cardinals?
Yeah.
43.
I mean, that play call to get it to Santonio Holmes, yeah, it might have been a long time ago. But
You're
that's
you're both taking Cleveland?
Yeah.
I'm taking Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
without Juju?
Ah.
Yeah, you don't need
Juju Smith-Schuster.
He can do some TikTok dances on
Oh,
the
God.
sideline.
Let's not get into TikTok dances because you know how I feel. You know what? I'm just going to say it. Jackson Mahomes should be banned from every NFL stadium in the country.
Did you see the video that came out this morning? Did you see what?
Wait, there's a video of Jackson Mahomes getting like...
No. There is a video. I saw it this morning. This was the first thing I saw when I woke up this morning on Twitter. It was a TikTok from Jackson Mahomes. It was Mahomes' wife
Oh, no.
dancing in it. And
Brittany.
and you just see Mahomes sitting in the background looking like his head's turned back away from the camera, but you could just like imagine the look on his face.
He's probably like, please, God, let me film another State Farm commercial so I don't have to be here right now.
And then it was just Jackson Mahomes dancing. I'm so tired of that.
Like, the fact, I don't care.
I mean, he can be a kid, but it's just like at this point, it's
How old is Jackson Mahomes?
Like,
Younger
the way
than me.
he acts is just, it's unprofessional for the family. Because, truthfully, like, they've been in stardom for so long.
I want you to know that when you Googled Jackson Mahomes, his literal title underneath him is Patrick Mahomes II's brother.
Dang.
I mean,
how does one go and dance on the logo?
Did we talk about this already?
yeah,
I
we
don't
talked about it
remember.
last week, but like I understand what you're saying.
That still
Maybe if
just
you
upsets
DM'd
me.
him and asked him that question, he would get back to you in an orderly fashion.
Probably not, because I guarantee that man's probably gotten enough. He
has 256,000 followers on Instagram.
He probably has
I
gotten.
have over 500.
Good job. Woo! I do not.
I have almost 2,000. If that matters
So,
to anybody.
If we're gonna compare followers, let's talk about how nobody likes Detroit or Philadelphia.
No. Take that back. Everybody likes Detroit and Philadelphia in their respective towns.
Outside of that, nobody
After
really
that,
cares.
nobody cares.
Nobody
I'm talking
cares about this game.
within this circle.
Oh,
we're
I'm
I'm a Jalen Hurts guy.
I
like
like
Jalen Hurts.
Devontae Smith.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
Devontae
shut
Smith
up.
is overrated.
I just don't like Philly.
Damn it, Riley.
Yes. God, I gotta remember what was the time code on that. 37:43. I gotta make sure we go put the button in.
Rest in power.
No, but I am a fan of Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts. Personally, I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles. Fun fact, I still think it's hilarious what Jason Kelsey said to Ben Simmons. That will never not be
Just
funny.
be better.
Just be better, and Philadelphia will love you.
You know,
Who are you picking? Because it's obvious that I'm picking Philadelphia.
He's going to take Detroit.
I'm
Watch
gonna
him.
take Detroit. I believe in Jared Goff, baby. Let's go.
Imagine believing in Jared Goff.
Okay, the only reason I'm saying that is like, take a
probably
look
has
at last week.
Deion-
I mean, he went up against one of the best teams in the NFC and held his own for 3.5 quarters,
And then got shit on.
by Matthew Stafford and that defense,
Cooper
which was
Kupp.
so good. But like, what I'm saying is that he could cut up Philly, but I guess we'll find out. It's Detroit.
They'll find a way to screw it up somehow.
They'll have the lead with like 1 minute remaining and then
then-
end up losing it on a field goal.
Yeah, probably.
But Detroit, yeah.
Our next game, and might be the game. I think it might be the game of the week. It might be America's game of the week. This week.
No,
No,
that's
it
still a
doesn't matter.
noon game.
Is it?
That's probably going to be Tom Brady again.
Anyways,
Yeah, that's definitely going to be Saints Bucks.
it
Expect
is
anything different?
King Henry, feed me more, Derrick Henry, and the Tennessee Titans taking on Carson Wentz and the Indianapolis Colts. I'm taking Derrick Henry and the Tennessee Titans. They started off kind of rough this season. There were times that you
They
looked at them,
lost the Jets.
you looked at them and went,
Rip.
"Is that an NFL team or a high school football team full of blind kids?"
Wow, that was insulting. I mean, Taylor Lewan couldn't block Chandler Jones to save his life. It's
No.
like he wasn't even there.
I mean, but props to him. He did hit him back up on Twitter and say thank you for making me better. That's kind of cool.
Well,
That's
good for him.
good sportsmanship. Chandler Jones. Still,
I am also picking I'm going to take Indianapolis.
I'm honestly going to pick Indianapolis, too. I think Wentz going in last week to that hard weather and going in out of the
game,
win.
That game was so awful.
It was awful, but like he went in and held his own. And I think Indianapolis is starting to get their offense going. I mean, Pascal and T.Y. Hilton still there. And
T.Y. Hilton didn't play last week.
Well, I know, but
and he's not playing this week.
He's not playing this week?
Of course he's not.
Well, that's unfortunate.
He only came in 1 week and then, had over 100 receiving yards.
They are
and then,
the Colts are optimistic that T.Y. Hilton can play against the Titans.
Jonathan Taylor and
Jonathan Taylor's a good
are really great running backs. So
that is a really good duo.
Yeah.
Speaking of running back duos, I didn't even mention this earlier, but that's something that might hurt the Cleveland Browns this week.
Yeah.
Is that both of their star running backs are not playing.
But
Is Chubb been ruled out already? Trivia question of the day, without Googling it, where did T.Y. Hilton go to college?
Ooh.
Central Michigan.
Wrong.
T.Y. Hilton. Can I get a conference?
I honestly don't even know what conference this school is in.
Wow. It's
in
one
the
of those.
Sun Belt, obviously.
Yeah, they actually might. Hold on.
But no, I think Indianapolis is. I mean, they're a couple years away from being really good, but I think they'd be
Conference
Tennessee.
USA.
Ooh.
There you go.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Florida International.
I actually thought of Florida Atlantic in my head.
Fun fact: Florida International lost to KU in the 2007 season at home. KU wore crimson.
Good God!
I was at that game.
Could you imagine actually remembering that?
Could you imagine
Akeem
being
Talib-
proud that they actually beat another FBS team?
They were
Talib
good
had a
back-
bunch of touchdowns.
They
that
were
game.
good
That was
that
my guy.
they were good that year. They haven't
Yep.
been good since.
No. Well, speaking of good, you know who's been really good?
Joe
Cincinnati
Burrow.
and Joe Burrow, man. Unbelievable.
And-
You mean Jamar Chase?
And the soon-to-be Rookie of the Year, Jamar
Ha!
Chase.
Soon-
Ha! Funny.
I'm just penciling in Cincinnati for everybody because,
Yeah.
I mean, as if they had much of a chance with Zach Wilson, they don't have any chance without
Joe
Zach Wilson.
Flacco.
He's
Flacco's
playing.
not going to be ready. They've already named Mike White as a starter.
Who?
Who?
Yeah, there you go. That's all I needed to talk about.
Also, I just want to make a personal public statement saying I'm sorry to Zach Wilson. I might have jinxed you with my hot take last week that
I'm not sorry.
I don't. I think you. I don't think it was because of me, but
It very well could have been.
putting 250 passing yards and 3 touchdowns on your back might have killed you. So I'm sorry.
Also, I
hope
think
you
Joe
can forgive
Burrow
me.
is definitely playing at an MVP level as well. I mean, he's played really well this year. I don't know about what you guys think. But he's playing well. I mean, he's coming
been
off an injury.
playing well.
I mean,
but
they
I don't,
just stomped Lamar. they just stomped Lamar and the Ravens into the ground.
That's hard to do.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And you know who else has been stomping people into the ground? The Los Angeles Rams. And Matthew Stafford. Or let me rephrase.
I just
not
naturally assumed that we were all picking Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Oh
we-
yeah.
I
mean,
that's about as obvious of a pick as we're going to get this week, along with Buffalo.
Or no, this one's
game's
pretty,
obvious
pretty
too.
Yeah,
obvious.
this one might. Yeah. I don't know. The next one might too.
No.
Good
no.
old Cooper Kupp in the Los Angeles Rams versus the Giraffe.
Yeah, the
And
Giraffe.
literally no one else on notable on the team. Oh, no, just kidding. Mark Ingram plays for that team. But,
Mark,
I mean,
you
Mark
just call
Ingram.
Mark Ingram notable?
he's more notable than probably anybody else on that team.
Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks, man.
Anyways, the Los Angeles Rams versus the Houston Texans. I'm
Rams.
taking the Rams because Cooper Kupp's just going to absolutely dismantle that team and quite possibly could receive for over 200 yards.
Yeah, no, there's not a soul out there picking to Houston right now.
So we're just not even...
I'm just gonna say. I'm just now looking.
I'm just gonna-
I am very curious as to who the best player on this team might actually be.
I don't think there's really much need or reason to even talk about this game. I would love to know what the over-under is, though.
I have that in front of me actually. Give me just a second.
Maybe you can bet on it.
The Rams are favored by 14.5, which is just slightly under what Arizona was favored by last week. The
That is-
over-under is 47.5.
Well,
I feel like that's still kind of low, but I think they're thinking that
This isn't
They're gonna
going.
stomp.
This isn't
Los
going.
Angeles just isn't going to let up a point.
This isn't going to be a game.
No. So, the next game, most people probably aren't going to watch it because it's just going to
It'll be on it'll be on TV, Aaron. It'll
God,
be
I
on
hope-
CBS.
most people probably won't
God,
watch
I
it just
hope not.
because Justin Herbert's going to, like,
This is that's funny.
dismantle
That's
the
funny.
entire
I
defense that is the
want
New
you to
England.
know
That's
that I
funny.
didn't even need to hear you guys pick this game to know who everybody's picking.
That's
so.
funny.
I'm going to
Are
say.
you,
Oh, here we go.
And the
Let's
guy
get
who's
into it right
not,
now.
you know what? Justin Herbert's a better quarterback than Mac Jones.
Well,
obviously because he's been
Stay-
in the
stay-
league a little bit longer.
Justin Herbert was a better quarterback
in college,
oh,
Well, no, maybe
Nope,
not.
I
nope,
can't say
nope,
that.
nope, 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 nope,
he
nope.
he had a higher stock than Mac Jones coming out of college.
I think that.
I'm sorry.
Don't get me wrong. I
You-
loved Mac Jones.
He
in
got to throw
college.
the Heisman Trophy winner all year,
Like, don't get me
and
wrong.
had
And he was a
has-
Heisman finalist, though.
Good
He
for
was a
you.
Heisman. That still shocks me that there were 3 players from that Alabama 2020 team that were Heisman finalists. Mac Jones, Najee Harris, and Devontae Smith.
Wasn't
were all-
Najee?
He didn't get invited, but he was like the first man out, I think.
I
But
think so.
but like he received votes, I'm pretty sure.
He received quite a bit of votes for a while. He was the front runner. Then Devontae just kind of took off. But anyways, I think Justin Herbert has just been absolutely on fire the last couple weeks, and now he's got both of his weapons back, supposedly fully healthy in Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. And money Mike Williams, you can't even say it. That dude is a game changer. When he is on the field, he makes plays that a lot of people can't.
I'm picking New England.
Well,
Shocker.
we
already
have that
written out,
as
buddy.
if we didn't know that already.
Hey, you know what?
Oh,
I'm gonna get to
are
this.
you
in my
are
hot-
you gonna brag about your 54-13
No,
win
I'm
over
not.
the
I'm,
Jets?
I'm not going to. I'm going to get this to a little bit later in my hot take, but I think
Oh, dear
this
God.
is a game. This is a game that's going to change the entire scope of the NFL playoff.
Is this
picture.
the one? Is this what you told me yesterday?
I don't think so, because
Is he picking New England to actually get to the playoffs?
I think if it might be the thing. I don't want to say it in case it is his hot take.
you aren't ready for my hot take.
I mean, he did.
Well, I'm glad
Riley,
you have a hot take.
Riley Funk was the one who told me that the New England Patriots were about to go on a 5-game winning streak.
And we are. But that's just one
Is-
piece of my.
That one win
Oh,
last
that's
week.
one. Oh, well, we have half of his hot take.
No, it's not even half.
All right.
Oh, that's not half. Oh, I am.
And then the next game is Cinderella, Mr. Trevor Lawrence, and the Jacksonville Jaguars with Dirty Urban Meyer as their head coach still, which is... Guys, that's a really...
Just call him Dirty Herb. Isn't that the name?
Dirty Herb. Like, that still blows my mind that man is still the head coach for this football team. Like, John Gruden got fired. And he's...
Well, what John Gruden did was much worse, but...
Agreed. But I'm just saying, like, it's still a little shocking that Urban Meyer still has a job for the Jacksonville
Hey,
Jaguars.
guess what? He won a game.
That's more than a lot of people before him can say. They're going up against still the
It'll be Russell Wilson-less.
Russell Wilson-less Seattle Seahawks, and I mean, it's basically at this point just the DK Metcalf show. I mean,
Yeah, that
if
team's
Gino
not-
can even get the ball to him.
That team's not great right now.
I'm not gonna lie, I still feel bad about what's going on with him and Shannon Sharp. Like, I don't know how you're just gonna sit there and try to roast one of the best receivers in the league currently. I mean, don't get me wrong, Shannon Sharp is
3-time Super Bowl champion.
yeah,
I mean, he can
Hall
say
of
whatever he
Famer.
wants.
and Hall of Famer. But I mean, you got to also remember, like, this is Metcalf's second, third year in the league. He's still super young, and coming at him, I mean, yeah, he's a grown ass man, but at the same time, coming at him like he's a 10-year vet. I mean, I still think you need to think about who you're talking to before you just absolutely try to obliterate his career right in front of him. That's just me.
I'm taking Jacksonville. I'm not going to lie to you.
I am actually going to agree with you. I just don't think Seattle's in a good place right now.
I think, Trevor led him down the field, and they got a field goal. I mean, that's huge for his confidence. And
Did you see that Matt Wright got drug tested after that?
Yeah.
The kicker got drug tested.
That's hilarious. I mean, Myles Garrett gets drug tested for looking
Sleeveless?
Yeah.
Sleeveless Myles Garrett gets drug tested every week.
Legend.
And then
Who are you picking?
I'm going to take Seattle.
Of course you are.
I think that DK Metcalf's is going to take over. And, I mean, he's one of the hardest people to guard, one of the hardest receivers to guard in the league. And I think he's just going to have a good game. The next up is the man that Riley loves to hate on, Taylor Heineke, and the Washington football team. Still can't believe he said blasphemous things about Taylor Heineke. Not the point. I can't believe he didn't.
Let's move on. Move on.
Versus the Denver Broncos. I'm personally going to take Washington football team because Scary Terry is still Scary Terry.
Scary Terry is questionable.
That is very unfortunate.
I'm taking Denver.
I am also taking Denver.
I just think
they're a better football team.
yeah, they're not great.
Is Teddy
but they're
Bridgewater
better.
playing this week?
Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
Or is Drew Lock going to come in and... I mean, unless Chase Young
Drew
decides...
Lock, the pride of Mizzou.
I still think it's hilarious what the head coach for the Broncos said about Drew Lock before last season, telling journalists that Drew Lock learned nothing during his time at Missouri
Yeah.
and knew nothing about being a starting quarterback.
Rip.
And now looking at me sitting on the bench.
Shocker. Doesn't surprise anyone. John Elway not being right about a quarterback in the draft wouldn't be me.
Wow.
I mean, I
God.
think it's funny. You have him start the whole season, play it, be your QB1, talk about him being the next face of the Denver Broncos, bring in Teddy Bridgewater, and his career went
Very quickly.
Yeah.
poor kid. We'll be praying for you.
Rip.
So, oh God, this one hurts to talk about because Riley loves the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, well, I'm just penciling this one for
simply
everybody.
because of
Uncle Tom.
Uncle
Tom Brady. Father Tom.
Father Tom.
Father Tom.
Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New Orleans. I can't
Whoa.
read.
I
I can't read.
I mean, we have affectionately nicknamed Riley Commercial Street Tom.
New Orleans.
Have you
The
never
New
heard?
Orleans
Have you not
Saints.
heard that?
I have, but it's always so funny to hear that.
Commercial Street Tom.
No,
Commercial
but
Street.
man.
Commercial
So-
Street Tom.
I'm just gonna tell everyone who's listening. We're all picking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think at this point the New Orleans Saints have forgotten how to play the sport of football, and they
They are
might,
4-2.
which is still crazy to
Shocking, right?
think of that they are. But like I mean, yes, they are playing in New Orleans, which does make a little bit of a difference when teams come to New Orleans. It's a different atmosphere. Those Saints fans they're kind of crazy. Like they like to get rowdy, they like to get wild, but
Are they back? They're back in New Orleans.
I think so. Looking it
I
up,
think. Well, I mean, I know we're all picking Tampa Bay, but I think this is just another week of
They
Tom
are
showing
back
that he's
in-
going to be the MVP of the league this year. I mean,
Is that also on your hot take list?
No.
Okay, because
I mean, he threw for 600, his 600th touchdown pass.
which Mike Evans accidentally gave away.
But
did you see the list of things that they gave that guy?
My God.
Yeah, imagine being that guy.
Imagine being the guy who gets
He-
two jerseys signed by Tom Brady and a helmet, two jerseys from Mike Evans, 2 season tickets for this year and next year, and $1,000 to spend in the pro.
Oh,
team
and
store.
Tom's buying him a Bitcoin,
Oh yeah, and Tom's buying him a
which is
Bitcoin.
roughly right around $60,000 right now.
Like, yeah, take that into account if anybody would like to. I still think it's kind of funny that Mike Evans accidentally gave away the ball, but
That was great.
I mean, when you're in the heat of the moment, like, are you really thinking about what number that one is?
No, I don't
like-
think he had any idea.
Just so you know, Tom is a shade over 7-1 to win MVP. He is 4th, behind Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, and Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott being the favorite to win.
Patrick Mahomes is 40-1 to win MVP.
I'd put money on that right now.
I would too.
I would put money.
If he has the
I would
greatest
totally
11 games of his career. Or are you
Speaking
talking about
of-
Tom or Mahomes?
Mahomes.
Oh, I would too. I'd throw $5 on that just for fun.
Speaking of Dak Prescott, the Dallas Cowboys are going to take on the Minnesota Vikings in Minneapolis this week.
Dak is in question.
Well,
That-
isn't he always in question?
Well,
no, it's
no,
calf
be-
injury. He's got a calf strain.
What's interesting about that is I did read something on ESPN today that Mike McCarthy does not like to use week-to-week basis, like telling people, or day-to-day, saying like he's day-to-day.
Dak is truly day-to-day right now, though.
Yeah, and he hates using it, but like it's just truthfully at this stage of his injury, that's what he is. And I don't see anything promising coming to the Dallas Cowboys if Dak Prescott's not playing.
No, they lose if Dak does. This game drastically changes. Obviously, I mean, he's an MVP candidate. They're only favored by 1.5, and I wonder whether that's some of the Dak not being in is baked into that.
And I mean it's definitely going to be something to look at.
I think Dak's going to play. I'm picking Dallas.
I personally agree. I want to agree, but on the other side of the ball is
The second best receiver at LSU.
Justin Jefferson, and then you get Dalvin Cook, and I mean, like those two are such, and Adam Thielen, like those three are dominant players in the NFL right now, and I'm gonna take Minnesota.
I'm taking Dallas. That's a really strong defense. They
Trevon Diggs.
So I'm gonna.
He's got to be the front runner for DPOY, right?
I would assume so. I wish somebody, a defensive player, would win MVP. Being a defensive player it's tough because we don't get the recognition that we deserve. Like, why isn't Trevon Diggs in the running to win MVP? I get it.
He is second in favored to win Defensive Player of the Year behind Myles Garrett. And the only other people in the conversation below 25-1 are T.J. Watt and Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
so
not shocked. And our last game of the week, which we're going to wait to have our picks about this one until we get done with a part of this segment, is
Can I just have the floor?
The New York Giants versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Guys, I'm just going to let you know, Dakota has a rant, and we're going to sit and listen
The
because
floor,
it is,
the
the floor is his.
The floor is mine. Okay, well, that was disastrous. I don't think anybody in the world saw that coming. Yours truly did not see that coming.
See what coming, Dakota?
The Chiefs losing 27-3 to the Titans.
I feel like the word losing is being a little generous.
It's in my vocabulary.
It's a little generous.
It is generous. I'm trying to be nice.
They got shit on.
That defense sucks.
They literally got slapped around.
By Derrick Henry. It wasn't even Derrick Henry. Henry didn't even have that good of a game.
Didn't he throw a touchdown pass?
He threw.
A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown torched him, but Derrick Henry didn't have a great game. There's the one positive you can take away from any of that, being a Kansas City fan, is that Derrick Henry didn't have 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, but guess what? We still lost 27-3. Something's got to change. Something has got to change now on the defensive side of the ball. And everybody's going at Mahomes saying this is his fault, blah, 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 stop turning the ball over. Well, when you have to feel like that you have to score every single possession because your defense is literally quite possibly going to be one of the worst defenses all time in the NFL, you're going to start forcing the ball. By the way, Tyreek Hill has forgotten how to catch. Travis Kelce needs to sit a game so he can get healthy. This is a game he should sit because I don't know how we're still favored by 10. It's because it's the Giants. That's the only reason we're favored by 10. But my God, this defense is terrible, and something has got to change. I am tired of Spagnuolo. I understand, it may not be his fault, but it is his fault because he's the defensive coordinator, and I understand this secondary is terrible. Even without Dayton Sorensen back there blowing coverages, the secondary is still terrible. I understand Charvarius Ward didn't play this week, but not like it's going to make any difference. Anytime Kansas City did anything right against the Titans, there was a holding penalty on someone, whether it was offensively or defensively. Tennessee basically turned it off in the second half, and Kansas City still couldn't do anything. Did I mention Tyreek Hill can't catch a football?
Yeah,
yes,
you did. Wasn't good.
I will mention that a few more times because that is a problem to me, and it's been an issue for a while that he drops a lot of catchable balls, but also makes some absolutely insane catches to begin with. But
Like the catch not catch last year.
the catch not catch, yes, that was a great catch.
That was incredible.
That made up for about 2 drops. Too bad he's got plenty more, but I just don't know. I'm losing. I'm slowly. I stopped watching halfway through the third quarter because I didn't have much faith left. And then Patrick almost gets decapitated at the end of the game. Thank goodness he's already cleared concussion protocol, so he is going to be good. I hope Kelsey is questionable because he did not look right that entire game.
Yeah.
That we need a wide receiver that can a big-bodied wide receiver. That's something.
Sounds like Allen Robinson.
It does sound like Allen Robinson. I would love it if Allen Robinson was on the radar for the Chiefs, but that defense needs fixed. The defense needs fixed first. Yeah. And I think Spagnuolo getting fired would be a great start.
And
probably not going to happen.
I was going to say probably
not going to happen, but it will happen at the end of this year if the defense doesn't start to get better. And I understand that everybody's going to blame Patrick, and everybody wants to blame Patrick because he's the face of the franchise, and that Patrick Mahomes is so terrible, blah, 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 so bad. You throw so many interceptions, blah, blah. He has
thrown quite a few interceptions.
He has thrown quite a few interceptions. I will not deny that. He has not been great this year, but he's held to such a high expectation because of who he is. Mm-hmm. Like, I get it. Like, that was probably the worst game of his career. Like, that game, I mean, that was the first time they hadn't scored a touchdown. But guess what? He's still 6th in QBR, even with that god-awful game he just played. Mm-hmm. And all of the interceptions.
He's currently 9. Thrown 9 interceptions.
Which leads the league, by the way.
I thought it was tied with Zach Wilson.
It might be tied with Zach Wilson. It is tied. It is tied with Zach Wilson. Sam Darnold, Joe Burrow, and Trevor Lawrence all with 8.
And that's just tough. Like, he's played some pretty good teams lately, and
that's the brute. Like, their schedule has been.
It's probably the hardest schedule.
It's probably been the hardest schedule in the NFL to date.
Yeah, I would.
And it's not going to get easier.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Because they still have Green Bay and Dallas are still on the schedule,
and that
you have to play LA again. God, who? Do we still? No, we've already played Washington and Philly. So those were the 2 wins we were for sure going to. Oh, no, we still play the Giants. That'll be another. Raiders on the road. That's never an easy game. Pittsburgh at home. That's winnable. Cincinnati on the road. That'll be a tough one. Denver on the road. Mile High's never an easy place to play.
I think the game I'm looking forward to are that Packers-Chiefs game. Especially if all their guys are healthy.
Yeah.
And then
you would assume that Adams is, unless Adams had COVID, that he is healthy and ready to go.
Yeah.
He legit might break the receiving record for a single game against that secondary.
Oh, I would not. The
Chiefs could put 3 guys on Devontae Adams, and they still wouldn't be able to stop him.
But the game that I'm looking forward to most is the Cowboys-Chiefs game, because I'm curious to see how that receiving core does against Trevon Diggs.
Mm-hmm. Well, he takes Tyreek Hill out of the game. That's what he does.
Oh yeah, and then you have to force Mahomes to throw to someone else.
You have to force somebody else to do something in that receiving core, and it's just not happened this year outside of Kelsey.
I mean, as my girlfriend Gabrielle Dupuis says, you can't throw it to McCole Hardman because he's dog shit.
Well, she's not wrong about that. God, can you imagine taking McCole Hardman over DK Metcalf? Just think about, like, seriously.
But
DK was just as fast and he was bigger. I understand McCole Hardman, yes, very fast guy. Mm-hmm. DK Metcalf, very fast guy.
But
DK Metcalf is literally the receiver I wish we had.
But think about it like this: if DK Metcalf was on the Chiefs team, you wouldn't have the money to pay some of these other players.
DK Metcalf's still on a rookie deal.
But as soon as he gets done, you know he's about to have.
Guess what? Huge. Mahomes is still on a rookie deal.
That's what
for what? Till next year.
Next year. Yeah. Guess what? We already got our Super Bowl. We got our Super Bowl for cheap.
That's all they needed.
That's all we needed. And then they're going to pay him $500 million, and we're probably not going to win another one.
I would probably. I would probably put
Tyreek. I think Tyreek's gone at the end of next year.
I think so too.
I think that's my personal opinion. I think Tyreek Hill's gone at the end of next year. I think he's going to want more money than the Chiefs are going to be willing to give him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take the Chiefs. I think this is going to be a good bounce back game.
Yeah, I'll take Kansas City as well.
Like, it's no hate to Danny Dimes because
He's trash.
They did just coming off of putting a whooping on Carolina.
I do like Danny Dimes. Is Sterling Shepard
And
playing
Patrick
this
Mahomes
week?
might be playing closer to Sam Darnold than he is anybody else right now, throwing all those interceptions. But he is still better than Sam Darnold. By the way, God, imagine the world where the Bears took Patrick Mahomes.
I
was thinking about Mitch Trubisky being my quarterback right now.
Your quarterback would be Mitch Trubisky.
Think about that.
And you know what? I wouldn't have. I know you take away. I can't. Patrick, thank you for a Super Bowl. I greatly appreciate it. It was much needed for the morale of the city of Kansas City that we finally won a Super Bowl for the first time in 50 years.
Yeah.
But I don't think Trubisky's bad.
No, he's
I'll stand.
No.
I'll stand on that. Trubisky's.
good.
I mentioned it at an earlier date that I think Trubisky's the best backup in the league right now, and that he shouldn't be on Buffalo right now. He would be starting for like 7 or 8 teams right now.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm still not losing faith as much as I want to.
The other thing that's
I have all the faith in the world in Patrick Mahomes. I mean, they've literally given him the keys to this organization and said, we're putting all of our chips on you. And that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Like, imagine, like, you're playing with, like, an entire city on your shoulders. An entire organization's on your back. That's a lot. That's a lot of pressure. It's the biggest one of the biggest contracts in sports history. And
I believe it is the biggest.
maybe
contract.
not per year.
But
Not per year.
But
in total money, I think.
And Messi might be close. One of Messi's contracts might have been close.
the other thing that's going to play into this game is Evan Ingram's questionable, Sterling Shepard's questionable, Saquon's still questionable.
Saquon, I don't think Saquon plays this week.
Kadarius Toney is still questionable. So is Kenny Galladay.
half of the Giants' offense.
And
Yeah.
Jabril Peppers is on the injured reserve because he blew out his knee last night.
That sucks. I like you.
All the more reason to pick KC.
Saquon Barkley injured Giants wideouts at practice on Wednesday.
Doesn't shock me. Saquon Barkley.
He doesn't scare me as much anymore. We just stopped Derrick Henry. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that Nick Bolton looked great, by the way. If there's one positive I could take away from that defense is that Nick Bolton looked really good.
The linebacker out of
I
University
like
of
that.
Michigan.
I like that they put Chris Jones back at D tackle. I think that's a good move. But I think you got to go out and get a pass rusher now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no pass rush.
There is zero pass rush, like literal zero. I saw Trey Flowers mentioned. I'm like, I would not be upset with that. You need something to change. You need a game changer on that defense. And sorry, I know everybody loves Tyrann Mathieu, but
he can't be the only person.
He can't. No, and
he's the only bright side of that defense, and that's hard to say. But we're gonna hop over to our hot take.
Well, I don't have one.
I'll lead off. I've been
Riley-
thinking about this hot
Oh
take
dear
for a while.
God.
Okay, so New England plays the Chargers this week. All right.
Yes, we know.
So
Unfortunately,
what's going to happen? And you guys are gonna laugh.
I'm
already
already
there,
laughing.
buddy.
New England is going to beat the Chargers.
No, they're not.
Okay, and they will win.
Okay.
They only lose 2 more games this year.
Oh my God, that is
Now,
a hot take.
the-
It's
the-
L.A. and it's Buffalo and somebody else.
Uh,
Please tell me you don't think you're going to beat the Bills.
no, we're beating the Bills. We're beating the Bills. At least,
Oh my God.
We're beating the Bills at least once. And then here's what it's
That's
going to do to
fantastic.
the playoff picture. So
New
once
England,
this happens, the Chiefs will win Monday night.
obviously,
they will win
Not
Monday.
really, obviously, because the Chiefs have been awful.
That will leave
Can I get a final score prediction?
for what? The New England LA game?
Yes, I would like a score.
28-35.
It doesn't have to be close. I just want
35.
35. That is 35-28. You speak with the winning team first.
Dummy.
Anyways, that'll leave the Chargers at 4-3, and if KC wins, that'll be 3-4. I think this is the beginning of.
Will you talk into your microphone?
I think this is going to be the beginning.
God,
of
amateur.
KC going on a big win streak
Wow.
where they end up winning the division.
God.
They end up winning the AFC West.
Why'd you
because-
take my hot take?
Well, this is why I'm saying this game changes everything. Because once
so
the
cool.
Chargers lose, Kansas City is going to be like, hey, we have some life. And we all know that the Raiders are not going to be there at the end of the year because they always start off really strong and then they finish 8-8. Okay, so
That'd
they're
be a
going
shame
to
if-
falter in the second half of the season. Okay, Kansas City goes on a hot streak. They will end up being fine. They will win that division. New England will end up being a wild card team, finish second to Buffalo, which isn't hard in that division. But New England loses 2 more games. Kansas City wins the division, and it all starts when New England beats the Chargers on Sunday.
Okay.
Wow.
New
That
New
quite
England
possibly
beats Los
might have been the
Angeles,
longest hot take he's ever done.
Kansas City. He
And
really
Mac
did-
Jones wins
he
Rookie
really,
of the Year, too.
He
baby.
really just said all that to basically say that New England beats LA and Kansas City wins the AFC
Yeah,
West.
pretty much.
Okay, that's fair.
But we're a playoff team, so
You're not a playoff team.
we will be.
Yo, you will not.
Based off my hot take.
Based off your hot take, but based off reality, you living
The
your
Patriots
living
still
your
suck.
truth over there. They still thinking Mac Jones has any shot at winning Rookie of the Year. It's just not going to happen.
Guess we'll just find out at the end of the year.
I guess we will. Yes, we will. Aaron,
Yeah.
do you have a hot take? 'Cause I don't really think about this a whole lot.
My hot take, I don't know if it's really a hot take all that much, but
I feel like we say that a lot. It's not really our hot take's not really a hot take, but
I've got 2. I think the Packers, even without 2 of their biggest offensive threats, are going to go into Arizona and pull off a W. I think it is actually going to be a game-winning field goal by Mason Crosby for the 3rd time this season.
okay.
I think, but on the other side of it, Braves in 4.
God, you stole my other one. God,
Braves
will you
in 4,
guys
baby.
stop this? I literally just had both of my hot takes hijacked. I was going to say the Chiefs were going on a winning streak. Then I was going to say, the Braves are going to sweep the Stros because nobody likes them. But no, God, both of my hot takes got taken. We did not talk about that beforehand.
I fully have entered the Suns in 4 guy mentality for the Braves.
Sons and 4. Oh, does K on this week of the edition of does KU cover the spread?
Probably not.
30.5 at Oklahoma State. Yes, they cover again. No, I did not have them almost beating Oklahoma last week.
Small victories,
That was a small victory. I'll give you that. And I will admit you legitimately got screwed on that 4th down play. I will.
Yeah.
I've never seen that happen in the history of football. But
Oh, well.
the quarterback decides he wants to take the ball from the running back and run and get the first down. Never seen it when his forward progress was clearly stopped.
We all know Spencer Rattler wouldn't have done that.
I was sitting there. You weren't there either. I was sitting there in the press box waiting to do football, and we were watching the game. And I was like, where's Spencer Rattler? I am ready for it. And here comes Spencer Rattler revenge. He's going to come back and win this game for Oklahoma. And it never happened, which means he is firmly in the transfer portal already.
Yeah.
God, I don't have a hot take. You guys stole everything. God.
Spencer Rattler goes, Nick, will you take me at Alabama?
No, he will not. No.
That's funny.
That is hilarious. What are the odds? Where does he go? I've heard Miami.
That could be your hot take, Dakota. Where
Spencer Rattler goes? My first guess would be Miami. That's only because I've heard that's one school who's came up.
Because
All right, what's my bold NFL prediction of the week? Let me look at this real quick.
I could see Spencer Rattler transferring to Michigan.
I think he'll transfer somewhere prominent.
he can probably go to Ohio State and prosper.
No,
there.
Ohio State's quarterback room is so good.
Who is it? Who is starting at Ohio State right now?
The Stroud kid right now, but they have the kid with the mullet.
Hey,
can't
is
remember
McCaffrey still playing quarterback at Nebraska?
Couldn't tell you. I don't follow Nebraska football very closely. God, this week sucks.
Also, Gronk is back.
Oh, that's fun.
Good for my fantasy team.
Not that he does a whole lot for fantasy teams, but
Nah,
He's been a good fantasy
he has
tight
this
end
year.
this year.
When all you do is catch touchdowns.
Dawson Knox can. But if you ever listen to this, can you please get healthy?
The man has a broken hand.
I don't care.
And he's a tight end.
Jason Pierre-Paul has like
Jason Pierre-Paul.
two fingers
Yeah,
on one
but
of his
his job
hands.
doesn't require him to catch a football.
he's got more interceptions than
Jamal Adams. I have as many interceptions as Jamal Adams this year. So do you two. Is that right? Make sure that's right, that Jamal Adams doesn't have any interceptions.
Jamal Adams for interceptions this year.
I mean, he did have one hit him in the face. That was pretty hilarious. Oh, wait. You know what? I'm just going to counter Riley. I'm just going to counter your hot take.
Okay.
Damn,
okay.
that's tough.
The Chargers win this game. Not by 1 touchdown. Not by 2 touchdowns. But by 3 touchdowns. The Chargers win this game by 3 touchdowns because New England is bad.
And Money Mike Williams is a dog.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Jamal Adams has not 1, not 2, not 3, but 0 interceptions.
That's
on
what
the
I
season.
thought. Yes, everybody in this room and listening to this podcast has as many interceptions as Jamal Adams this year, and he claims to be in his Sunday night intro the best in the nation.
Yeah.
Can I also I just want to put into perspective. I have more interceptions in my football career than he has in his NFL career. And I played defensive line.
How many does he have? Like 3?
2.
And he's one of the highest paid safeties in the league.
He has an X factor on Madden.
He does have an X factor on
That's
Madden.
hilarious.
Imagine playing Madden. Wouldn't be me, chat.
So I think that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a great time today. We will be back next week with more hot takes, more football, hopefully more baseball.
Will it be over by that point?
I would hope so. Honestly,
would it be over by that point? It would be. It had to be really close.
Next
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Yeah, it would be over Saturday. It would be the World Series will.
If it goes in 4, and my hot take survives.
It has to go 7 for us to get it to next Wednesday. It has to go 7.
If the hot take survives, it'll be over on Saturday.
Which we would all be okay with.
We would all be okay with that. And just want to say shout out to the St. Louis Blues. Thank you for giving me an awesome experience of winning 7-3 against the Los Angeles Kings. And, keep it up. Let's go Blues. Anything else?
I'm good.
Are we good? Well, thank you again, guys. We will see you next week. And you were listening to the Notorious R.A.D.